time, and I will issue red card when the speaker has reached the end of the allocated time. For example, for a 5 to 7 minute speech, I will raise the green card on 5th minute, yellow card on 6th minute, and red card on the 7th minute. The speaker will also be granted a grace period of 30 seconds on either side of the speech. I will present my report when I will be called upon by the general evaluator. Over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gaurav, for that detailed report. I also request all the evaluators to please mention the time limit of their targeted speakers. Taking impromptu roles is not an easy task. It requires a level of preparedness that you gain over the time period of you being a Toastmaster. Toastmaster Pravat has just displayed that impromptu role taking skill, and for that, I would now request him to come on the stage and introduce himself and his role as the counter to us. Over to you, Toastmaster Pravat.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I will be taking note of all those. So, I will be taking note of those unrequired words like filler words like er, and, so, suppose, and some conjunction words. And these words are used normally as a replacement of the pauses. If we don't take proper pauses or make proper uses of pauses, then these filler words will replace them in the pauses. So I would request and urge all the speakers to make best uses of the pauses so that there will be minimum use of these filler words. And I will be submitting the reports when the general evaluator calls for so. Thank you, and over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pravat. I wish you all the best for your role. The last role player we have, auxiliary role player we have, is Toastmaster Gaurav again, who will be playing the role of a grammarian. Toastmaster Gaurav, I now request you to introduce yourself and the role of grammarian.
Good afternoon, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. As a grammarian, my role is to keep a keen eye on each and every person who speaks during the meeting. By listening to you all, my role will be to keep a note if any improper language, incorrect sentences, or inappropriate usage of grammar, as well as outstanding words will be used. I would love to share word of the day. Uh, So here is our word of the day. It's audacious. It means bold and daring. Here is an example. Perhaps the very idea was too audacious to succeed. And we also have the phrase of the day. It is down to wire, a situation whose outcome is not decided until the very last moment. Its usage is I went partying yesterday and forgot that I'm supposed to submit my assignment tomorrow. Going down to a wire, and I'll have to put all nighter to finish it on time. Actually, its fun fact is that this item is originated from horse racing. So let me repeat the word of the day. It is audacious. It means bold and daring. Uh, I would not repeat the example. You can read that yourself. And here is the phrase down to wire, a situation whose outcome is not decided until the very last moment. Or if you want to keep it in one word, it is a surprise or suspense.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gaurav, for that well presented word of the day and phrase of the day. It's no child's play to take up two auxiliary roles in one meeting, and you have shown that you are a very audacious person by doing that. With this, we have introduced our tag team who will help me by providing their reports, which will help me in my general evaluator report. I'll get back to you by the end of the meeting. I wish all the auxiliary role players and all other role players a very best of luck. And over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Yogeshwari.
Thank you so much for that phenomenal introduction of your introduction as well as your team's introduction, Toastmaster Abba. Now let's quickly move on to the most awaited prepared speech section. Our first speaker here is Toastmaster Vaishali Kandelwal. Toastmaster Vaishali Kandelwal, and to evaluate her speech, I am the evaluator, so let me read out her pathway and speech purpose. Now, Toastmaster Vaishali Kandelwal is presenting a speech in the pathway Presentation Mastery, Level 2, Project 1. Timer, kindly note that her timing is 5 to 7 minutes. And the purpose of this speech is for the member to learn or review basic methods of writing a speech, with a defined purpose, and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. Toastmaster Vaishali Kandelwal, all the best to your speech, and I'm expecting a great speech from you. Okay, let me introduce your title. Toastmaster Vaishali Kandelwal. Don't feel same, fight depression. Don't feel same, fight depression. Toastmaster Vaishali, the stage is yours.
What happened, Vaishali? Why are you crying like that? What happened, Vaishali? Why are you crying like that? I'm asking you last time. What happened to you? Why are you crying like that? You're disturbing the entire house. What happened to you? Mama, I was doing a prank with you and you caught in my prank. Okay, I see you were doing a prank with me. Okay, now sleep and good night. Wait, dear Toastmasters, don't laugh. Crying is one of the symptoms of depression and it can happen to anyone. Good afternoon, dear Toastmasters and guests. You might be thinking why I'm discussing such a taboo topic. Let me tell you, this is not at all a taboo topic. Depression is just like any other health problem. As per recent study, 7.5% of total population of India is suffering from one or other mental health problem. And one of the most important thing is those people are not even aware of that they are suffering from any of the mental health problem. I want to ask you all, are you aware of what is bad mental health? You can answer by raising your hand. I can see most of the people are not aware of what is bad mental health. Let me tell you what is bad mental health. Bad mental health is a mixture of two words. One is bad and other one is mental health. So as we all know, bad means something is not going good or something is unusual. And mental health means the social, psychological and emotional well-being. And if I combine both the terms, that is bad and mental health, it means that something is not good with your mental health. Hope this has given a clear understanding of what is bad mental health. But you might be thinking how to recognize if someone is suffering from bad mental health. I will tell you the symptoms and the way through which we can come out of bad mental health. But before moving forward, I would like to share my personal experience wherein I have encountered bad mental health. I would like to ask you all, have you ever encountered anything that will help you to recognize that you are suffering from bad mental health? Could you please answer by raising your hand? I can see few of them have encountered bad mental health. Now, I will share my experience. In 2020, when entire world was suffering from a pandemic that is known as COVID-19, I realized that I was suffering from something that I am not aware of. And during a period of 6 months, I was suffering from bad sleeping cycle, crying whole night, and having zero social interaction with my parents, having detachment. And I got frustrated out of all these things. I realized that my parents who are living in same house and are being encountered with the lockdowns and no physical meeting, they are not suffering from all these symptoms. Why I am the only one who is suffering from these symptoms? Then I googled it out, and do you know what what I got to know? I got to know I am suffering from chronic loneliness. You can you feel what happened? What could have happened to me when I got the answer that I am suffering from chronic loneliness? I was very afraid because I was not aware of what is chronic loneliness. So I immediately consulted my friends, relative, and therapist. I took all the therapy sessions and medication, and here I am giving a session on awareness on mental health. So, as you know, I have given my experience, but country like India will never accept that someone is suffering from mental health disorder. And if you even discuss your experience with mental health disorder, people might make fun of you. I can assume that people who are attending this meeting, they might have made fun of my mind, that why this girl is speaking about something that is very negative. Why can't she speak about something that is positive? But ladies and gentlemen, I'm not trying to spread any sort of negativity. I am just trying to make you aware of what is bad mental health. And as I promise you that I will tell you the types and the symptoms of bad mental health. Bad mental health symptoms are as follows. You might have bad sleeping cycle. You might have the problem of overthinking. You might not have a social interaction with your near and dear ones. You will have a panic, or you will panic over the petty issues, and because of that you will renew your mental condition. And if you renew your mental condition, you will fall in one or the other category of mental health. In the last, I would like to say that there are few categories of mental health disorder, that are depression, anxiety attacks, panic situation, personality disorder. And if you get to know that you are suffering from one of the symptoms and you are falling under the category of mental disorder, please go and consult a therapist, friends, relative, and get it sorted. Do not hesitate to share all these symptoms or what you are actually facing. Good luck to fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Thank you.
Let's give a round of applause to our first speaker, Toastmaster Vaishali. Thank you, Toastmaster Vaishali, on that speech on mental awareness. Now, our second speaker is Toastmaster Archana Birnale. Toastmaster Archana Birnale, to evaluate your speech. I'm your evaluator. So let me read out the speech objective and the pathway. Toastmaster Archana Birnale is giving her level 1 project 3 speech from the pathway effective coaching. Timer, kindly note her speech timing is 5 to 7 minutes, and the purpose of this project is for the member to practice using vocal variety or body language to enhance a speech. Toastmaster Archana Binnale, all the best for your speech, and I'm looking forward for a great and a wonderful speech. Now, let me introduce the title. Toastmaster Archana, with the title Epidemic of Awesome. Epidemic of Awesome. Toastmaster Archana, the stage is all yours.
Thank you. Imagine a world where people have richer vocabularies. All they could see, feel, touch could have expressed powerfully. It's not about what you say. It's all about how you say. Truth, when well articulated, becomes a message and gets communicated in a way that touches our heart. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Let me ask you today, how are you feeling today? You can unmute yourself and talk to me for a while. So how are you feeling today?
Happy.
I'm great.
Excited?
Wow, amazing. Thank you so much. A lot of times we answer, awesome. I am feeling awesome. And if you ask a kid, how was the birthday party? Awesome, Mama, awesome. If you go and ask your colleague, hey, Abha, you were last weekend, you had an amazing time watching the movie Pushpa, right? Chukega nahi sala. How was it, yaar? Archana, it was cool, awesome. You are recommended by your friend a restaurant in a new city where you have just shifted. And you ask her, hey, how the food there is? Awesome. Especially French fries and cold coffee. Awesome. I love it. Imagine tomorrow you will hold somebody's hand. You will fall in love. You will see the sunrise. You will see the sunset. You will love somebody. You will make somebody to fall in love. You will date. You will hug. You will kiss. You'll have those special moments in your life. What will you come back and say to us? Awesome? Awesome? That you use for coffee and French fries. Right? Research says that this word awesome is a word of every generation. It became popular in the middle of 20th century, and it was used to express something which is very impressive. Until then, it was only used to express which is something inspiring dread or fear. But now today, we see a lot of people using the same word awesome for every general purpose. Let me give you a story, an example that I went through. 10 days ago, I was invited by my kids' Arush school teacher for teachers' parents meet. There was a lady with long black hair, fair enough, having a green emerald suit, beautiful silk suit, standing there right in the center of the school, meeting and greeting every parent with a beautiful smile on her face.
I went there along with my kid, Arush. And when she saw Arush, she greeted, "Hey Arush, how are you?" "My son, I am awesome, ma'am." I told her, "Good morning, ma'am. Tell me, how is my son Arush doing?" One word, awesome. He is doing awesome, absolutely awesome. But he only needs more focus. I came home wondering, was madam really praising my son Arush, or she has something prominent to say or focus on? Her feedback became a blind spot for me. Because all the time, if we use the same word many times, it's like, when foreigners come to our India, they see cows on the road and they love to take their photographs. "Oh, you have cows on the road, that's amazing." But we don't care, right? Because we see it all the time. Same is the case with awesome word and the words like it. It felt that there was something which was missing. Her important feedback, which she wanted to communicate, the feeling underlying this word awesome, was absolutely became a blind spot for me. Dear friends, our vocabularies are shrinking day by day. And because of which, when we use these words, amazing, awesome, excellent, we undervalue the message, the meaning, and the emotions of the message. Because if we use these words, which are really familiar with each one of us, they become message, they get communicated from the point of the power of a lesser wattage. We communicate from the place of weakness, not from the place of power. And if you are dealing with such things, I invite you all today to pause around and look around. Look at the great leaders, politicians, actors. What do they have in common? They have richer vocabularies than their followers. Look around at DTMs and Toastmasters and great speakers. What do they have in common? They have great vocabularies, richer vocabularies than us. If you want to be a great communicator, connector, I invite you all today to work on your vocabularies, build your vocabularies. And that's what I want you to ask one more time. How are you feeling today? Over to you, Toastmasters of the day.
That was a sensational speech, Toastmaster Archana. Deliberately, I didn't use the word as awesome here.
Thank you.
Now let's move on to our third speaker of the day. Third speaker of the day is Toastmaster Anupam Kumar. Excuse me for that. Toastmaster Anupam Kumar, and to evaluate his speech, we have our Madam General Evaluator herself, Toastmaster Abba. Toastmaster Abba, could you please read out his speech objective?
Good afternoon, everybody again, and special good afternoon this time to my target speaker, Toastmaster Anupam. Toastmaster Anupam will be presenting his Level 1 Project 1 speech, which is Icebreaker, to us today. The purpose or objective of his speech is to introduce himself to the club and also to understand and use the structure of public speech. I wish you, Toastmaster Anupam, all the very best and would like to applaud you for taking the first step towards learning in your Toastmasters journey. Looking forward to an amazing speech from you. Over to you, Toastmaster Yogeshwar. I would like the timer to note that the timing of this speech is 4 to 6 minutes.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abba. Now, Toastmaster Anupam with the speech title, My Life Journey. My Life Journey. Toastmaster Anupam, the stage is all yours.
We all make choices in life, but in the end, it's choices that make us, isn't it? Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, all the Toastmaster and dear guests. I have divided my life in three chapters. Chapter one, it's my childhood. On the occasion of Mother's Day in Patna in 1980, a mother was blessed with a baby boy, and the celebration has started. And on the sixth day, the family has called all the family members and friends to join this celebration. And on that celebration, they named this baby as Anupam, and it's me. So after 10 years, I have two younger brother and youngest adorable sister. Life is going so well. We are enjoying. And at that moment, something has happened and it's changed our life entirely. So my father, who was running his own business, he was running his school, he had made huge losses. And because of that, I, who was studying in private school, now moved to government school because he is now giving tuition. So this was the biggest change which has come at that point of time. When I entered to a government school, what I found is it is entirely different from a private school. And I know many of the things which are being taught there. So I take it very lightly and I got my focus away. And that was the turning point of my life. Chapter two, I'm in the making. And it was the time when I was doing my graduation. And at that point of time, I realized that I have to take care of my expenses so that I can help my family. So I decided to work as a tutor. So at that time, at the same time, he is crazy and mad about government job. I was no different. So I also, along with my four friends, together we used to call Fabulous Five. We started preparing for bank examination. After 1 year, we became good at not many government jobs will come. And that broke me. And then I decided to do something else. I joined a 1.5 year diploma course in computer. And after completing that course, I got a placement and I worked there as a computer faculty, which was almost 300 kilometers away from. I realized that I'm not making much of money despite the fact to a better place. So I came to Delhi in 2003. And I thought in this amount only, I'll do something, otherwise I'll return. I searched for a job for almost 4 months. I didn't get any job in 4 months in software industry. Then finally somebody suggested me, why don't you try something in pharmaceuticals? So I gave some try, and after a couple of try, I got into pharmaceutical sales. So after that, I moved in medical devices industry, and whatever I have gathered so far is because of that industry. Then second moment of my life came, which changed my life to 360 degree, and that time when COVID hit. Okay, it was 2020 March when COVID hit, and at that point of time, finally I had some time for myself to introspect. And at that point of time, I worked on my spoken part, and then I was Googling, and then I was searching for teachers like Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor's, and there are other people. And above all, I started working on myself step by step, and then I enrolled myself for many classes. Okay, so that way I improved. This is my chapter 3. What I friends, I made many mistakes in my life. Okay, I don't want those mistakes to be done by newcomers or youngster. I want to share my learnings with everyone. Okay, so that is why I joined Toastmaster. I want to become a better public speaker, and I want to improve my skill further so that I can disseminate this information. 1,000 miles journey starts with a single step. I have taken my first step. Have you all? Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anupam, for that audacious step. I've used the word of the day. That's amazing. Now, let's move on to our fourth and the final speaker of the day, who is Toastmaster Pravat Ranjan Behra. Toastmaster Pravat Ranjan Behra, I'll be your evaluator, and I would like to read your speech objective and purpose. Toastmaster Pravat is going to present his level 1 project 4 from persuasive influence pathway. Timer, kindly note that the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes for the member to practice applying feedback and serve as a speaker of this speech is for the member to demonstrate. Toastmaster Pravat, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, so I just wanted to ask, is this your speech or you're going to give evaluation? Because it says project 4 and the evaluation form that you have shared, it says that.
It's a combination. It's a combination of speech and evaluation. The evaluation part I did yesterday in Speak Magic Toastmasters. So
Okay,
this is,
evaluation part is done.
it's done yesterday.
Okay, so you are giving only speech here.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And one more thing, may I request, because I am also the counter for the today's session. So could someone kindly take up this counter for my role for 5 minutes so that I can
Yes.
jump back to that.
Yes. Is there any volunteer who would like to take up? Okay.
Thank you, Abba.
Or okay, I think Toastmaster Abba, even Toastmaster Anupam is interested in doing it. Can we give it to him?
Yeah, sure. I would love that.
Okay, so Toastmaster Anupam will be taking up your counter role as for the time being. Okay, Toastmaster Pravat with the speech title, Don't Worry, Cook Your Own Soup. Don't worry, cook your own soup. Toastmaster Pravat Ranjan Behra, the stage is yours.
This is my soup. What is that? Daddy, it is a soup or a hot chili sauce. Oh my God. Sugar. I need some sugar, please. It feels better. Daddy, could you please do me a favor? Please prepare a cup of soup for me, please. Because these are so hot and so, chilly. What went wrong with you? I had requested only for you a cup of soup. I could not do it because I mistook salt as black pepper and chili as your corn flour. Oh my God. I was about to be killed. Please cook another soup of cup of soup for me, please. Please do a favor. No, I'm going to straighten my back. You better cook your own soup. I think just a cup of soup will do. Huh? I'm going bye. Oh my God, I have to cook my own soup. But what are the recipes? Daddy, what are the recipes? Got it. Thank you. Let me try. Thank you. So I was about to prepare the cup of soup. By the time my papa was crossing, hey Sean, what's up? I'm cooking a cup of soup. One for me also. Done. And as I was preparing the two cups of soups, and I was struggling to find the recipes, where are they? I learned a lot of things. How to make a cup of soup. I was more conscious of the things. And by the time the 2 cups were ready, I was taking a cup of soup along with my father. My father said, you made a cup of soup? That was good. So what did you learn? What to learn? I prepared my own soup. What's in it? No. This cup of soup has a resemblance to your life. I said, how? He said, see, you are making soup all through the day. Here. How? All through the day, all 365 days a year, you are taking ingredients from all around you, from your friends, colleagues, from work, from a hobby, from your friends and from your relationship, from all your travels. And you are processing all this together, and that is coming out as a soup through your body language, through your actions. I was a bit curious. Good afternoon, General Evaluator, Toastmaster of the Day, dear fellow Toastmasters and guests. I learned how to make my own soup in my life through own experiences. And I was more curious in asking my dad how these things have more repercussions and more impact in my life. He just explained a bit. See, whenever you are getting into a situation where you are showing up on your emotions, you are behaving that way. I didn't get it. See, when you are angry, how do you do it? When you are happy, how do you? That means your physiology and your psychology, they are interrelated. Once your psychology is affected by some way, that appears in your physiology. That means if again and again you are developing your taking control of your own thoughts and emotions, that shows up in your body. That means you are cooking your own soup. Now I got it. Now I got it. From that day, I choose to cook my own soup, whatever the situation may come, irrespective of the challenges, those difficulties come around me, and all those negative reactions coming from all around my boss, my family, friends, challenges, difficulties in life. I choose to remain steadfast and cook my own soup the way I want, not the people, all the people around me want. And this is the lesson that everyone can take and cook their own soup. And why not cook your own soup? Why should take the soup that you have prepared? Why should I consume a cup of soup, the ingredients that you have given, the way I would consume and prepare the soup the way you like? It's my life. It's a brief life. It should be precious. I should be preparing. However, whether it is tasty or lousy, it doesn't matter. It's my soup. The day I was conscious of this and I thought to choose control of my life, the real transformation began to happen in my life. Now, whenever the boss yells at me for none of my mistakes, this happens in every corporate life. For every single mistake of your team member, you get scolded. But I still could be composed because in my mind, I would still be preparing my in life situation at home also. When kids shout, when wife, parents yell, doesn't make much impact on me because that is the way I have developed myself, my core, because it is the control of our thoughts and emotions that make us a better human being, and we can take control of all the actions and the destinies. That is why it is said, take control of your thoughts so that you can take control of your destiny. And with this, let me summarize. I choose to cook my own soup. I took control of my life, and I'm a better person using all those thoughts and ingredients all around me. And now it is up to you. And I urge and request all of you to cook your own soup and enjoy it too. And General Evaluator, may I ask you, how do you cook your soup? Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pravat. I think the question is for the TMOD. Well, the general evaluator will answer later. I have never cooked my own soup. All right. Now, finally, we have completed all our 4 speakers' speech, and it's time for the evaluation. So I would like to call our Madam General Evaluator, Toastmaster Abba, to present her evaluation to all of us. Toastmaster Abba, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yogeshwari. I'll provide my report soon. Before that, let's invite our speech evaluators. Our first speaker was Toastmaster Vaishali, and we have her evaluator, Toastmaster Yogeshwari. Toastmaster Yogeshwari, I again give the stage back to you.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. Mental health is something we all neglect most of the time. We care about our physical health, we care about everybody around us, but at times we forget, or at times we may not know what is our mental health is, and we will get to know only if it turns out to be a serious issue. Toastmaster Vaishali, I would first of all like to appreciate your efforts, audacious efforts, to come forward and talk about mental health. I'll tell you, I was completely awestruck and till the end, or I would like to use the phrase of the day, which is down to wire. I couldn't understand why you took this topic in first place. What made you to talk about this topic? Well, I'll come to that later. 3 things I absolutely loved about your speech is, you had a brilliant opening and characterization. The way you closed your face and you cried The way you turned and you characterized your mother, why Shali, what happened? And then you again cried. You did it 3 times, which took my attention and kept me hooked until the end of your speech. Number 2 is your voice modulation. You said, wait. There's something more to it's not just about mental health. I loved the way you did that entire conversation with the audience. So I was like thinking, okay, what is she trying to say right now? Why did she wanted to wait? Why did she want me to wait? And then moving down, when you said, I got to know that I'm suffering from chronic loneliness. This is a very beautiful form of voice modulation and body language blended together. Coming to interactive question, well, you engage the audience completely with your interactive questions. With the research blended your personal story. These are the 3 things that I absolutely loved about your speech. Coming to the area of improvement, just because you are speaker of this caliber, I would like to give you 3 suggestions. Number 1, your camera angle. Even if you are using your laptop, try to place your laptop at an angle where it is parallel to your shoulder, so that your camera angle is and your eye contact is direct and you are not looking down. Number 2, I somehow felt at times you had a slight hesitation. So I would suggest you to practice more and be prepared so that all these suggestions, all these hesitations will go off. Number 3, I would like to insist you to replace your ands with other discourse markers. So what are other discourse markers, such as therefore, however, in spite of, despite of, other than, ands? Because I somehow saw that and was used 7 times. With that, I feel that your research and your personal story touched me so much that I'm aware of my mental health right now. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Yogeshwari, for evaluating Toastmaster Vaishali's speech. Now I invite you again for evaluating the speech of our second speaker, the speaker who was Toastmaster Archana. Toastmaster Yogeshwari, over to you again.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator, once again. We all know that body language and vocal variety plays almost 55 plus 38% of any speech. And that's what Toastmaster Archana depicted or enacted in front of us today. Toastmaster Archana, the 3 things that I absolutely loved about your speech is your beginning and ending. You started with imagine a world, which included your vocal variety as well as your body language. And you ended your speech looping the topic, which you said, once again, I ask you, how are you today? Which it was brilliant and I loved it so much. Now coming to the main core, which is body language. There were multiple times, or the entire speech was a very good combination of body language and vocal variety. I would like to quote a few. When you used the property smiley and you said, awesome, awesome, awesome. Multiple ranges of vocal variety, I would say. I would like you to keep this recording, go back, you would see a lot of amazing ways of using your vocal variety in this particular speech. And then when you showed the hugs, kisses, sunsets, sunrise, and when you said there was this lady, and when you moved, I am awesome, he is awesome, ma'am. That one word, awesome, you used it multiple times, and that was amazing. Obviously, your voice, which is your vocal variety, when you said, how are you feeling today? How are you feeling today? That was, you depicted a range of vocal variety. Now, as I don't have any recommendations in body language and vocal variety, but I do have 2 recommendations for speaker of your caliber. Again, the camera angle, I somehow found that it is too close to you. If you could have kept it a little far, I would like to see more of you. You were showing diverse range of hand gestures, but most of the hand gestures got chopped off. And number two is you spoke about the importance or the research on the word awesome. I was expecting till the end you would give me suggestions. How can I replace the word awesome? You could have given the synonyms of awesome. Instead of awesome, you could have used these many lists are there, or you can find those words here. So those kind of suggestions I was expecting, but still you did a brilliant job. If you could add just these two suggestions, your speech will be of next level. All the best for completing the project, Toastmaster Archana. Over back to you, Toastmaster Abba, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yogeshwari. Now we move towards the evaluation of our third speaker, Toastmaster Anupam. Since I am the evaluator of the third speaker, I would like to begin my evaluation. We are the sum total of the experiences we have had. This was beautifully explained and explained by the speech you gave, Toastmaster Anupam. Since it was your first speech, your icebreaker speech, we have a rule in Toastmaster meetings that we applaud by giving you a standing ovation for taking the first step as a Toastmaster. So I request everybody to give him a standing ovation. It did not seem like it was your first speech. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But there are three things that I specifically loved about your speech. We all make choices in life, but it's the choices that make us. The beginning was bang on and it hooked me to your speech. You were standing while giving your speech and using your hand gestures just appropriately. The purpose of the speech, which was introducing yourself to the club, was fulfilled, and the conclusion that you gave, the message, the conclusion that you provided us at the end was beautiful. That you experienced it. Toastmaster Ganesh, I would like you to mute yourself for some while. Thank you, Toastmaster. With this, I would now also request you to please take into account three recommendations which will make a phenomenal speaker such as you even better. At some instances, while talking about your past experiences, you used the present tense, which disrupted the flow of your speech. You have a magical power of using pause in your speech, which will take your speech to another level. I would like you to use more pauses when you give your next speech. Apart from that, voice modulation can take your speech to another level. You said that your life changed 360 degrees. It could have been more impactful if you said it this way. My life changed 360 degrees. It would give more impact to your speech. Apart from that, it did not seem like your first speech and you did a great job for an icebreaker, and I'm sure every one of us thoroughly enjoyed it. We're looking forward to even better speeches from you, and I congratulate you on completing your first project of level 1. Thank you. Now we move towards the evaluation of our fourth speech. Our fourth speaker was Toastmaster Pravat, who is again being evaluated by Toastmaster Yogeshwari. So Toastmaster Yogeshwari, over.
Thank you so much once again, Madam General Evaluator. Cook your own soup, which I've never done in my life. And I always wanted the help of someone there. Toastmaster Pravat, today, after listening to your speech, I understood that every one of us should cook our own soup, at least at some pointed time of our life. Toastmaster Pravat, to talk about your speech, there are many things that I absolutely loved, but just to enlighten or to talk about just the three topmost significant things about your speech is number one, usage of props and inaction. You started with drinking a soup and then throwing it off, calling your grandma and telling it, what kind of a soup is this? I asked for a soup and not for a chili sauce, right? I absolutely loved it. It took the attention right till the end. Number two is your voice modulation. You enacted like your grandmother. You said, I am going to straighten my back. And then you turned on to your voice and you said, Didi, what are the Daddy, what are the recipes? And I particularly loved the way you said, yes, okay, yeah, I got it, which is a very brilliant way to tell people there's another person who's responding, but that response is not important. Whatever I'm saying will give you the entire meaning. I loved the way you did it. Number 3 is your usage of metaphor. You compared soup with real life. When you shared the insights given by your dad that you are making soup all throughout the day here. When you said here, I was like, I stopped taking notes and I started looking at you. Where are you pointing? And then you pointed out here. It was a brilliant idea to do that, and I really liked it. Now, for the speaker of your caliber, I have just 2 suggestions. Number 1 is greeting, I somehow felt was placed in the middle of the entire speech. I would suggest you to place it at the beginning, because when you greeted, I stopped and I was thinking, why is this greeting is in the middle? It break the entire flow of the speech. So I would suggest you to place it at the beginning. Number 2 is, it is again a suggestion. I would want you to work on your pronunciation, which will take your speech to the level which you will not even imagine. So pronunciation, to quote some words like soup, physiology, person, etc. Toastmaster Pravit, with the strengths that you have, usage of property, enacting, voice modulation, metaphor, if you could work on just the two things, pronunciation and placing the greeting at the beginning, you will be a great speaker in the near future. With that, I would like to congratulate you for completing your project, and back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yogeshwari, for all the detailed evaluations. And now I would like to invite my tag team. First of all, I would like to invite the timer for today, Toastmaster Gaurav. Please present your report to us.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Here's my timer report. Vaishali took 6 minutes 30 seconds within the allocated time. Toastmaster Archana took 7 minutes 30 seconds within the allocated time. Toastmaster Anupam took 5 minutes 30 seconds within the allocated time. Toastmaster Pravat, he is also within the allocated time, 6 minutes 40 seconds. Our evaluators, there are 2 evaluators, but they took many roles. But all these are within the time limits. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gaurav, for the detailed report that you presented. Now I would like to go forward.
Toastmaster Abba, can I stop you here? I have posted the link for best speaker and best evaluator. So kindly ask the members to vote, and then please proceed.
Okay. All the members of the meeting are requested to check the chat box and please go and vote for the better speaker and better evaluation.
Toastmaster Abba, you can continue meanwhile. And there's a small error in the link. I'll post the link once again. So just kindly wait for the link. Toastmaster Abba, until then, please continue. No need to wait for us.
Okay,
Just a
thank you.
second. Pardon me, just a second. Can I get my R report for my speech? Because I don't have any direct link to share, send messages to Gaurav.
No issues. After you're done with presenting your report, I'll ask Toastmaster Anupam to present his. So, because you have introduced yourself already, Toastmaster Pravat, I request you to present the R counter report.
Thank you. Is my screen visible? Please give.
Yes, it is.
Thank you. All the speakers, the speeches were fabulous, and congratulations to all those speakers who used minimum filler words, and congratulations to once again for being an example for others also. And Baishali, Toastmaster Baishali used 2 hours, 3 ends, and 1 show, and there is no repetition of any words. Congratulations to you. Team Archana used only 1 hour and only as in filler words. Congratulations to you and for your fabulous speech. And TM Anupam used 2 hours, repetition of end 15 times, show 6 times, okay once, and repeated mainly the end and show many occasions. You can you can replace these words with some pauses or some alternative words. And otherwise the speech was fantastic. And because I didn't get my R report, I just recall 2 hours, and there might be some other words I'm not exactly recalling. And Team Yogeshwari used 5 hours and 2 ands, despite taking multiple roles. It's obvious to, but a speaker of such caliber, I have seen on how many occasions he doesn't do so. But there's many fantastic speeches have been observed in the session. And thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pravat. Now I would like to invite Toastmaster Anupam to please share his R counter report for Toastmaster Pravat that he can later update in his report.
So thank you for giving this opportunity. It was for him, I could register 6 hours, 2 arms, and basically 14 times and. So I think the only thing which was there is like and hours. Yeah.
That was
Which
a
I
very
could.
detailed report for an impromptu role taken. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anupam. And now we move forward toward the last auxiliary role player, which is again Toastmaster Gaurav. Toastmaster Gaurav, I now request you to present your grammarian.
Thank you, General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. Actually, it is no means to show the report because no one has used even the word of the day or phrase of the day apart from the auxiliary role players. I don't think that these this was down to wire to use the word audacious. It is bold and daring, but so I had to share it. So for the sake of it, so here's my report. Toastmaster Vaishali, she has 2 errors. She used this instead of those, and she used you will instead of you are. But I noticed a positive usage. It's a tapered topic. TM Archana, she also didn't use any word of the day or phrase of the day, and but she misspelled lesser. The word awesome is although uh, very usual, but she used it as many times to make it into a positive usage category. Toastmaster Anupam, he has 2 errors in the moment instead of in the amount instead of with this amount. Spoken instead of speaking skills. And for Toastmasters Pravat, uh, you have 2 errors. Where do you learn? From where you have learned. Uh, you have used choose instead of chose for the purpose of past tense. The positive usage is transition. Toastmaster Yogeshwari used the word of the day thrice and she is the only one who used phrase of the day once. She has no errors and the positive usage is lubing. Toastmaster Abha used word of the day once and she has a positive usage of the word applaud. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gaurav. Now I would like to begin with my general evaluator report. There are two things that I really liked about this meeting. First of all, I would like to appreciate Toastmaster Gaurav, Toastmaster Pravat, and Toastmaster Anupam for taking up impromptu roles, which made this meeting a little better. And secondly, the meeting started on time, taking in account that we had a lot of mishaps that happened at the end moment. So congratulations to all the members for that. Special congratulations to Toastmaster Yogeshwari, who took up at least 4 roles and did them flawlessly and proved to be a great speaker that she is. Apart from that, we had too many roles taken up by few members, which obviously disrupted the flow of the meeting. While I was presenting the general evaluator report in the beginning and asking the evaluation, it became quite monotonous. So it will be better if we have different speakers, different members to take up different roles, which will make our meeting even better. We had a few people's backing out at the last moment. This can be avoided if the meeting is planned a little prior, and we have members who can confirm their presence for their meeting and do not back up at the end moment. Coming to the speeches, the first speaker was Toastmaster Vaishali. Appreciations to you for talking about such a taboo topic and also for sharing your personal experiences with it. Then our second speaker was Toastmaster Archana. The hand gestures were the golden part about your speech. I really enjoyed it. I wasn't able to take down notes because I was so hooked to your video, because I was really enjoying your hand gestures. One thing that I would like to point out is that I observed that you have put an alarm to, I think, measure the time limit, and you were turning off that alarm in between. So if you can turn that alarm to vibration and not to the sound, we won't be able to hear the sound and you won't be disturbed in between your speech. So this is one thing that you can take care of. Apart from that, I loved your speech. We have the third speaker, Toastmaster Anupam. I have given my speech evaluation for that, so I'll be jumping to the fourth speaker, Toastmaster Pravat's speech. Toastmaster Pravat, I cannot explain to you how much I was enjoying your acting abilities. It was feeling like it was a story. You were telling me a story, and I was not able to take down my notes because I was so hooked to the story that you were telling me. And the last question that you asked me, the general evaluator, if I have ever made my own soup, thanks to instant soups that help me make my soup myself every time. So that was the answer. Apart from that, we come to our speech evaluator, Toastmaster Yogeshwari, who did the evaluation for 3 speeches. You are personally someone I have learned speech evaluation from. I do not have a lot of points to add. Just one point that we noticed during Toastmaster Pravat's speech, it will be way better if you could clarify the speech details in advance and discuss it with your target speaker so that the meeting is not disturbed in between. And special appreciations to you for taking up 3 speech evaluations apart from taking up the TMOD of the day and doing that just like you do in every meeting, just flawlessly. So appreciations to you, and I would like to everyone to applaud her for the same. Coming to our auxiliary role players, we had Toastmaster Gaurav, who took up 2 roles. For the timer report, I would like to appreciate you because it was a very well presented report. You presented the time took up by everybody and the time that the person is required to take up it, and visually presented it. So it was a lot more easier than to just hear the time that we took up. And also people can take up screenshot and keep that for their future reference. We had our counter, Toastmaster Pravat. first of all, again, congratulations to you for taking up the role at just the last minute and doing that so perfectly. You have taken up the report for every. Yes, thank you so much, Toastmaster Gaurav, for that. You have taken up the note of every detail about the R's, repeat words and presented to us via screen sharing. So it made it easier for us to take note down of it and use it for our future references again. For the grammarian report, although I really enjoyed that you had meticulously noted every detail of the meeting, what every speaker talked about. But there are a few things that I would like you to take note of. You mentioned that no one, apart from the auxiliary role players, use the word of the day. And auxiliary role players are the tag team, timer, hour counter, and the grammarian himself. And the report later presented that me and Toastmaster Yogeshwari had used the report. So me and Yogeshwari were not part of the auxiliary role players, but we still use the word of the day. So you were contradicting yourself while presenting the report. So this is something that you can take care of. Apart from that, in Toastmasters meetings, as the grammarian, we do not pinpoint people's name when we are providing them recommendations for how they can better their speech or their vocabulary or their grammar uses, but pinpoint their name when we are appreciating them. And because this was your first grammarian report, I would completely understand this, but it will be way better if you can take care of this from the next time. So this was my report to you. I am sure that you will take this up positively. And with this, I conclude my general evaluation report and hand the stage back over to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Yogeshwar. Thank you so much.
That was a detailed and a scintillating report, Toastmaster Abba. I really loved it, and today I learned a lot from you. Hope that the case is same for everyone. Now we have the links for speakers, evaluators. Right now I'm also posting the link for role players, so kindly do vote. I've got only 6 responses, but we are 9 here, so kindly vote for your favorite speaker, evaluator, and role players as well. So with that, just the polling to go, and we have come to the end of the meeting. I would like to conclude my Toastmaster of the day's role and go back to the presiding officer's role. We have here visiting Toastmaster Pravath Ranjan. Toastmaster Pravath Ranjan, could you please share your experience with us? What did you like and what do you want to improve? What do you want us to improve? Yes.
This is my thank you. First of all, thank you very much for giving this opportunity to share my feedbacks. And this is my second speech in this group. So I am privileged to have this opportunity, and I'm thankful to this club. And this has been such a coordinated effort by all those minimum number, just 9 person in this group, and yet a coordinated effort and concerted effort in such a brief time could have land this meeting successfully be completed. And nothing much to give feedback because people like Abha and Yogeshwari are there. So not much feedback, but I'm still this platform being extended to people like us who are just new to this platform, this Speak Magic from Speak Magic Toastmaster to this group, and also and I urge many people to join this group so that the experience can be diverse and all of us can be more resourceful. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pravath, for your feedback. We would take that. And we'll be joining Speak Magic Toastmasters Club's meeting as well. And with that, we have come to the end of the meeting, and let me display the result of the poll. Let me share the screen. So yeah, we have in prepared speech section, the best prepared speaker. Round of applause. Fantastic job. Now in the evaluators, okay, all of you have evaluated. I know that because all of you have voted for me because of my, what would I say? Taking up back-to-back evaluation and struggling so much. You have appreciated me for that. Thank you so much for that. And coming to the best role players, this is surprising. I thought Abba will get it, but from my end, it's Abba. I would like to share it with her. And best auxiliary role player goes to our timer, Toastmaster Gaurav. Okay, this is the first time ever in Toastmasters history that timer is getting a lot of attention. That's amazing. Now with that, I would like to stop my screen share. And I would like to congratulate every one of you, and I would like to congratulate all the role players, speakers, evaluators, taking up this effort. And though we are a very small number, we have made this meeting happen, and we also made it a quality meeting with amazing speeches, evaluations, and role players, where we have loads and loads of stuff to learn. I would like to appreciate the impromptu role takers, Toastmaster Pravat, Toastmaster Anupam, Toastmaster Gaurav, and I would like to appreciate Toastmaster Abba and Vaishali for standing by me all the time, even till the midnight before the meeting day. So I have to give a shout out to them, and I have to appreciate their efforts. Now, I formally adjourn Sprouts 204th meeting, and we will be meeting the next week with a lot more interesting stuff to talk about. So yeah, now as we have completed early, just we'll have a short discussion about, I'll stop the recording.
Because